This is the COMPAS Commander main menu. Let's take a look at what comprises the core system. The core Commander system contains all the tools to handle the work of a jobber: accounts payable, accounts receivable, financial reporting, inventory maintenance, customer invoicing, dealer billing and accounting, and tax reporting. Always keep in mind that you never touch any transaction more than once. This makes Commander efficient, and it ensures that your accounting entries always hit the right places. Any of these optional modules can be added to the core system if needed. It is important to note that Commander loses absolutely none of its single entry integration when an optional module gets added. This means, for example, that if your business did not operate card lock sites, but you decided to go into that market, you would not have to add any office staff to handle this new division. The system group is standard in all Commander packages. With the Fiscal Calendar Maintenance Program, you can take care of establishing your company's fiscal periods and transitioning among them. You set up permission levels and security with permission maintenance and user profiles. You define the transaction exceptions or events that you want to be made aware of. You establish the fundamental definitions of how your company is organized in company branch maintenance. And you define allowable customer payment term types, vendor payment terms, required customer invoice disclaimers, hazmat statements, emergency contact information, and so on. Commander operates for the most part on the basis of batch updating. This allows the user to review his or her work and make edits or deletions before dispersing and posting the details of transactions throughout the system. There is a tremendous amount of flexibility in how updates can be run, and the updating process does not require other users to be off the system. It is strictly a background process. This program group also contains performance and exception reporting, which will be elaborated on in other demo episodes. The settings group will let each individual user customize the appearance of their Commander interface. Colors and menu style can be different for different users. Within the Accounts Payable module, you can dispatch product, enter bills of lading, do quick inquiries about dispersals from BOLs, enter any sort of vendor invoice, set up and inquire about vendor accounts, maintain fuel rack prices, and even set up a comprehensive vendor price book if you sell lubricants and other products. You set up your hauler information, and you establish and maintain freight tables here. With this group of programs, you pay your vendors, including handling vendor EFTs. Commander has a built-in check register and a reconciliation program. You can write checks for cash disbursements also. Commander comes with well over 100 ready-to-use reports. This is the Accounts Payable group. Not only can you easily determine your daily cash requirements, you also have a daily comparative rack price report, extensive detail about fuel movement, and on-demand reporting about your drivers and/or common carrier activity. Unlike most jobber systems, Commander will also give you income statements for each of your delivery vehicles. Here is where you enter customer receipts. You can do quick inquiries about customer activity and profits on sales. You set up customer accounts here. You generate customer statements in this group. Your customer price book is set up here. Freight rates and freight surcharges are maintained in this group. Just about any detail of customer receipts collection and sales activity can be located with one of these reports. One of the key features of Commander's strong customer credit line monitoring is the Customer Over Credit Limit report. Commander's General Ledger is automatically updated as a byproduct of transaction entries elsewhere in the system. That's the essence of a single entry integrated design. However, this group of course contains a journal entry program for those necessary adjusting entries. Commander supports recurring entries for accounts receivable, accounts payable, and general ledger. For example, if you bill repetitively for station rent, you could set up your invoicing for that here. In Commander, any financial report can be produced at any time, provided the user has a permission level that allows it. So there's no more waiting until the month is closed to see how you've done. You can see every day how you're doing. Commander's General Ledger can produce income statements for any profit center, retail locations, bulk plants, delivery vehicles, rental properties, and even wholesale accounts. Here is where you can adjust physical inventories to agree with book inventories, and here is where you can transfer any product to any other warehouse, retail location, or storage tank. This group gives you a snapshot of any product's purchase and sales history and its current inventory status. If you do a lot of transfers between warehouses, the branch-to-branch inventory transfer gives you a very good tool to handle that. Pretty much any detail about a product can be found in this report group. You can pull a reorder report for packaged products, an accounting sheet for physical inventories. Notice that Commander also fully supports repackaging and custom blending of products. Here is where you can create point-of-sale invoices and delivery tickets. Delivery tickets are converted to invoices after verification. There is also a program for a quick lookup of inventory product with pricing. You can reprint those delivery tickets and invoices that customers might lose. This report group will show you the status of any sales transaction, whether it is still a delivery ticket or an unposted invoice. The shortage report lists those items that went into negative inventory during the invoicing process. You can use this as a quick reorder report. If you operate company-owned C-stores or if you have consignment dealers, you use the transaction entry program to enter either full shift reports or produce a consigned dealer invoice. There is a lot of valuable information easily seen in the inquiry program. There are separate episodes about Commander inquiry programs. For looking at performance of consigned dealers and company-owned retail fueling locations, Commander cannot be beat. It features historical performance and pool margin reporting, and Commander is perhaps unique in its ability to produce true and highly detailed income statements for each individual C-store or consignment dealer anytime on demand. Even the earliest versions of COMPAS were noted for strong tax handling. We took everything we ever encountered and built Commander to handle it, and more easily. AIMS will set up your tax profiles, and then be there to help you maintain them as things change. Commander interfaces to the two major tax reporting EDI services currently available, and it is also capable of producing .csv files for state revenue agencies that accept a simpler format. Commander will make it possible for you to comply with electronic tax reporting. You produce paper copies of tax reports here, both fuel taxes and sales taxes. You can also pull summaries of tax activity. The Automated Stations import option provides a way to import electronically gathered fuel and non-fuel sales into Commander's retail location billing program. If you use AIMS's AutoSend system, for example, this is where you pull that data into Commander. The bill of lading import module is widely adopted because it saves so much time and error. Not many office people are needed to process hundreds of BOLs per day through this module. Bills of lading can be pulled in from data reporting services such as DTN or Axis, as well as directly off of oil company websites. AIMS has been providing BOL import capability for its clients since 2000, so we know how to get this working. Unlike many other jobber systems, Commander's card lock capability is less like an add-on than it is a seamless integration into the core system. Commander's card lock module works for both proprietary card locks and networks, or both. It fully supports the electronic export of card lock activity and invoice files to customers who require this. You get card lock invoice printing, audit reports, customer activity reports, and the ability to export a card lock file to a customer. Full retail accounting capability for C-stores can be added with this module. That means that you can add the ability to keep cost in retail for non-fuel departments. You can mark up and mark down and make inventory adjustments, all in addition to fuel sales accounting. The credit card module is also a very popular add-on because it cuts so much time out of the process of handling credit card settlements. Since AIMS introduced the first version of this module in 1994, our clients consistently report labor time savings of over 90%. The customer EFT module produces NACHA files that your bank uses to execute your drafting instructions. This module eliminates rekeying of drafting instructions into another computer. Of course, the real benefit is the shortened receivable cycle and better cash flow. Marketing Assistant can help you sell more. This module will produce and distribute hundreds or even thousands of product price quotes at any frequency you wish. Quotes are delivered automatically by fax or email. If you have salesmen on commission, this module will cut out most of the work of calculating their commissions on sales. Even very complex commission arrangements can be handled. The rack price import module reduces to seconds a day the job of keeping current and correct rack prices in Commander's vendor price file. Multiple price changes within 24-hour periods are no problem for Commander. There is no limit on the number of price changes per product, per supplier, per rack, per day. A good example of the use of the transaction import module is for the importation of third-party payroll software transactions into Commander, where they hit General Ledger. Commander supports the electronic exporting of tax reports, either to third-party EDI systems or directly to states' revenue departments in .csv format where that's feasible. If you sell products that are subject to vendor rebates, this module will produce the reporting necessary for you to claim those rebates. The Rebates module generates reports containing what you need to claim rebate monies from a lubricant vendor. Reports contain customer information, product, quantity, and expected rebate amount per product sold. So that's how COMPAS Commander is packaged. You have a core system that covers all essential tasks. All purchasers of Commander get at least the core system. The core system is licensed according to the number of companies you want set up in it, the number of branch locations within these companies, and the number of users that will be on the system overall. If you need to automate such processes as credit cards or customer EFT, these are options to the core system. Optional modules are priced separately on a Commander proposal.